A few years back, several well-known firearms had vanished from production and seemed destined to stay in the history books. Today, they're back on dealer shelves and riding in holsters again, and for good reason. We're looking at the guns that simply refuse to fade away. Classic designs that earned a second chance and are more popular now than they've been in years. The original Colt Python was the revolver enthusiasts talked about with a mix of admiration and envy. It wasn't just a firearm, it was a symbol of craftsmanship. Hand-fitted components, a deep royal blue finish, and an exceptionally smooth double-action trigger made it one of the most desirable wheel guns ever built. That quality came at a cost, and by 2005, Colt ended production. After that, original Pythons became collector pieces. Prices climbed well past $3,000, and many shooters assumed the design was gone for good. Then Colt surprised everyone by bringing it back in 2020. The modern Python isn't simply a copy of the original. Colt strengthened the stainless steel frame, reinforcing areas around the top strap and rear sight to better handle heavy .357 Magnum use. Internal components were redesigned as well, producing a smoother trigger with less stacking while preserving the classic Python feel. Available with 4 1/4 inch and 6 inch barrels, the revolver shoots flat and manages recoil extremely well thanks to its full underlug, barrel, and substantial construction. Walnut grips, an adjustable rear sight, and a pinned front sight keep the appearance faithful to the original while adding practical improvements. Rather than a simple reissue, this was a true revival that allowed modern shooters to enjoy a Python without treating it like a museum piece. The Walther PPK has always occupied a unique place in firearm culture. People recognized it instantly, but finding a new production example wasn't always easy. Once domestic production ended, the pistol gradually disappeared from store shelves, leaving buyers to hunt for used guns or old inventory. That changed in 2019 when Walther restarted production in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The new PPK and PPKS models retained the characteristics that made the design famous. They feature all steel construction, fixed barrels, and the distinctive styling that has defined the pistol since the 1930s. The double-action pull remains long, but the single-action break is crisp, and the traditional slide-mounted decar is still part of the package. Chambered in .380 ACP, these pistols carry 6 or 7 rounds depending on the version. Slim grips and classic checkered panels complete the look. In an era dominated by striker-fired pistols, the PPK stands apart. It's compact, substantial enough to shoot comfortably, and built with an emphasis on craftsmanship rather than trends. At roughly $850, it's not inexpensive, but for fans of traditional carry guns, it delivers exactly what they want. The GLOCK 21 SF and GLOCK 20 never received the same spotlight as many other GLOCK models, yet both earned loyal followings among shooters who wanted serious power with proven reliability. The GLOCK 21 SF offers 13 rounds of .45 ACP in a polymer frame with a reduced grip circumference that fits more hands comfortably. Its 4.6 1-inch barrel, safe action system, and Gen 3 configuration have built a reputation for durability. It handles recoil surprisingly well and runs with virtually any quality ammunition. The GLOCK 20 takes things further with the 10mm auto cartridge. Carrying 15+1 rounds, it provides substantial power while remaining controllable. The heavier slide and recoil system help manage full strength loads, making it a favorite among outdoorsmen who rely on it for protection in bare country. Both pistols spent years overshadowed by the rise of micro compacts and 9mm carry guns. Now they're enjoying renewed attention because shooters are rediscovering the value of powerful cartridges, simple operation, and Glock's legendary reliability. The Browning High Power has always felt special. Its slim grip, excellent balance, and classic single-action operation gave it a personality few pistols could match. When FN discontinued the design in 2018, many assumed its story was finished. Demand never disappeared, though. Shooters continued searching for originals, and that created an opportunity. Springfield Armory answered in 2021 with the SA-35. Rather than simply cloning the High Power, Springfield updated it. The pistol retained its all-steel construction and 4.7-inch barrel while eliminating the magazine disconnect, reducing hammer bite, and adding highly visible white dot sights. With 15-round magazines, walnut grips, and a traditional blued finish, it honored the original while improving usability. FN later re-entered the market with its own updated High Power, featuring ambidextrous controls, a redesigned frame, and 17-round capacity. It feels more like an evolution than a reproduction, blending modern ergonomics with classic DNA. The strength of the High Power's comeback comes from the way it shoots. The balance, recoil characteristics, and natural pointability remind shooters why steel-framed singles-action pistols remain relevant. The Smith & Wesson Model 19 represents an important chapter in American law enforcement history. For decades, officers relied on this K-frame revolver because it delivered .357 Magnum performance without the size of larger in-frame guns. Many of these shooters remember the originals for their excellent balance, smooth triggers, and comfortable handling. When production stopped, it felt like the end of an era. Smith & Wesson reversed course in 2018 with updated versions featuring 4.25-inch and 2.75-inch barrels. The new revolvers retain blued finishes, walnut grips, and the classic appearance while incorporating modern engineering improvements. A two-piece barrel system improves lockup and accuracy, while refinements to the crane and yoke assembly enhance overall smoothness. Chambered for .357 Magnum and .38 Special, the revolver preserves the shooting characteristics that made the original famous. Adjustable rear sights and replaceable pinned front sights further blend tradition with practicality. Priced near $1,000, the Model 19 succeeds because it offers more than nostalgia. It remains an effective and enjoyable revolver in modern use. When Remington collapsed in 2020, many shooters feared the Marlin story was over. Quality issues had already hurt the brand, and the shutdown seemed like the final blow for two iconic lever-action rifles. Then Ruger acquired Marlin and rebuilt production from the ground up. The result was a return that exceeded expectations. The Marlin 1895 SBL, chambered in .45-70 government, features a stainless receiver, large loop lever, 19-inch cold hammer forged barrel, 6+1 capacity, laminated stock, and rubber recoil pad. It also includes a factory Picatinny rail and ghost ring sights, making optics installation easy. Threaded barrels and excellent fit and finish complete the package. The Marlin 336 and 30-30 Winchester followed the same path. Ruger preserved the rifle's character while improving manufacturing quality and consistency. What makes these rifles impressive is that they didn't merely survive. They returned stronger, with tighter tolerances and better overall execution while remaining unmistakably Marlins. The Ithaca 37 never generated the attention of some competing pump shotguns, but those who used one understood its appeal. Its bottom eject design feeds and ejects through the underside of the receiver, creating an ambidextrous platform that stays clean and snag-free. For a period, ownership changes and production challenges pushed the shotgun into the background. Eventually, however, Ithaca brought it back with renewed attention to quality. Modern Featherlight models feature steel receivers machined from solid blocks, attractive walnut stocks, crisp checkering, and quality blued finishes. Available in 12, 16, and 20 gauge with multiple barrel lengths. They maintain the characteristics that made the design successful. The modern 37 stands out because of its exceptionally smooth action, light handling qualities, and practical bottom ejection system. It's not the cheapest pump gun available, but it's built for shooters who value craftsmanship and longevity. For generations of shooters, the MP5 represented the ultimate submachine gun. The problem was that most civilians could never own the real thing. For years, enthusiasts settled for clones, imports, and compromises while hoping HK would eventually deliver a genuine civilian version. That finally happened with the SP5. Manufactured in Germany using original HK tooling, the SP5 is a roller-delayed 9mm pistol featuring an 8.86-inch barrel, tri-lug muzzle, and fluted chamber. Build quality is exactly what most people expect from HK, with excellent welds, durable polymer components, and outstanding fit and finish. The pistol ships with two 30-round magazines, a sling, and a traditional slim handguard. At nearly 6 pounds, it's heavier than many modern alternatives, but that weight contributes to extremely soft recoil and excellent controllability. With a price around $3,000, the SP5 sits firmly in premium territory. Even so, buyers continue to seek it out because it delivers the closest experience possible to owning a genuine MP5. The M1 Carbine occupies a unique place in American firearms history. It's lightweight, quick handling, and easy to shoot, making it appealing to collectors and practical shooters alike. For years, finding one often meant searching for aging surplus rifles with worn components and rising prices. Auto-Ordnance changed that by returning the M1 Carbine to production while remaining faithful to the original design. The rifle weighs roughly 5.4 pounds and uses the traditional short-stroke gas system. It features an 18-inch barrel, parkerized steel construction, and a walnut stock that captures the appearance and feel of wartime carbines. The simple rear sight and military-style trigger maintain the rifle's classic character. Using 15-round detachable magazines and measuring under 36 inches overall, the M1 Carbine remains exceptionally handy. It points naturally, produces mild recoil, and excels in situations where mobility matters. At roughly $1,200, it isn't inexpensive, but it offers shooters a newly manufactured rifle that preserves an important piece of firearms history while remaining practical for modern use.